YouTube, what's going on, boys? I'm back with another one, man. I'm back with one that is, very meaningful to me. This might be the most, one of the most important videos that I've ever made, bro. And it's just that this topic is very essential for life, and this topic is very essential, dude. I mean, you can't get very far without figuring out how to do this in life, And what I wanted to talk about, you guys, is learning how to love yourself. But it has to do with how semen retention gets you in this place, right? To where we are. Semen retention is going to help you learn how to love yourself better, bro. What I've learned in life, you guys, is that everything expands on, our ability to get to know ourselves first and foremost, and to actually learn how to love ourselves, on a deep level. Obviously that connection with God is going to be very important, but it's going to be very hard for us to go around and, operate in this life if we don't feel, positively about ourselves. If we don't feel like we love ourselves, you guys, we have to figure out, if we have anything that's been going on in the past, whether it be, trauma, shit that maybe happened in our family life, in our childhood. For me, you guys, I dealt with addiction. I dealt with stuff in my childhood, with my parents. I dealt with breakups from females and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of stuff that we deal with that we have to figure out, and if we don't figure it out, it's going to be hard to love ourselves. So this is one of my favorite benefits from going on SR, is you learn to figure out who you are first and foremost, and then you figure out how to truly love yourself, bro. So I wanted to break it down, man. I want to talk about how to love yourself more. All right, guys, if you're anything like me, I used to be a person who was, like a people pleaser. I would always put people first above me. I would always make sure that everybody else was good, but I wouldn't put myself first, doing all this stuff to make sure everyone was happy, lying, compromising my own worth to make sure that everyone around me was good. You know what I'm saying? That is a super toxic way to be, being the nice guy all the time, not able to tell people no, doing things that you don't want to do. I used to be the guy that I would do a lot of things that I wasn't exactly into. I would go to like a lot of concerts and stuff, to be with a group of friends, to like see concerts and music that I wasn't actually that into myself. I would just go there to be part of the crowd and to make people like me. I would do a lot of things to make people like me, right? But I was compromising who I am at the core, Drop in the comments, let me know if you guys can relate to that. But it is a very powerful process to really learn who you are, who you are at the core, and then to be able to go within and then operate as that new version of yourself. But you guys, that first step is figuring out who we are, figuring out, if there's any type of blockages, we have to figure that out and go within. And semen retention will help get you there, you guys. And obviously putting God first on a daily basis. So let's just get into it, guys. How to love yourself more, how to put yourself first, how to start feeling better about yourself. All right, investing in yourself. All right, let's get into it. So the first one that I would have to say is invest in. If you guys have any type of trauma, like I did, trauma, like stuff that had happened in your childhood, maybe addiction problems. If you guys can't stop drinking, smoking weed, doing drugs, anything like that, because that's where I was. I was invested in that party lifestyle. And it took me a long time to get to the place to figure out why I was doing this stuff. I was drinking, smoking weed, and doing drugs to numb myself, to numb the feelings that I actually had deep down, whether it was I'm not good enough, no one will ever love me, no female will ever love me. It's all feelings from things that had happened in my past. So this is what we got to do to figure out what that stuff is, exactly what it is. Break it down, go to the core and find out what's the fear, behind all of your behaviors. All right, so you gotta invest in potentially going to therapy, and doing shadow work. All right, I've had several therapists, you guys, throughout my life. It's very good to have someone to talk to about, whether it be your mental health or your spiritual health or a lack of a spiritual connection. Therapists can help you with that. But obviously going to God is my number one suggestion, because God can transform you, He can transform all areas of your life. But shadow work, you guys, is something that you can do. There's different techniques to do it, but it's going within and figuring out what your problems are. I just mentioned it earlier, but if you have trauma or if you have any type of fear-based stuff, or if you have, like for me, like I said, I was a people pleaser, so I had the fear of, I was very concerned with what other people thought about me. You know what I mean? Very concerned with what other people thought, and it would come out, in my actions, the way that I would behave. I was making sure that everyone else was good while I was sitting there suffering, because I wanted to make sure that people liked me. But actually, the truth is that I was doing the opposite of what I needed to be doing. If you actually just stay in your frame and be authentic, people will actually respect you more. If you can operate in an authentic way, people will start to pick up on it if you are people pleasing all the time. Just being that nice guy for no reason. So it becomes toxic. When you think you're just doing a good thing, it's actually very toxic. Because you'll get yourself around certain people, and you're actually going to attract like narcissistic people, because they know that they can take advantage of you. All right. The next step is practice setting boundaries. This is actually one of the hardest ones. Practice setting boundaries. You got to be able to say no, you guys, to some things. For me, self-care looks like, say if people ask me to do certain things that I don't want to do, even if they're my really good friends or my family, whatever. You got to be able to say no. You got to be able to go within, listen to your intuition, and learn to practice saying no. Setting boundaries. If somebody is disrespecting you, or if somebody is upsetting you, maybe like a narcissistic type person or some type of energy vampire, you got to be able to set boundaries with these people. You got to be able to let them know that they're encroaching in, your serenity. They're affecting your life, and you're able, you got to be able to set boundaries with these type of people, or different situations to life. That's a form of self-love, when you can set boundaries and you can learn how to say no to different people, like old behaviors, or people are trying to pressure you to do things, or different types of stuff that maybe you used to take part in. You got to be able to set boundaries, you guys. Next step is delete your toxic social media. Delete your toxic social media, guys. Social media is a huge trap for getting addicted to validation from other people. All right, that's the main agenda. Is everybody is hooked on nowadays. Everybody is hooked on posting random things just to get validation from other people, when you should be going to God for your validation, and you should just get validation from yourself. People just post random things online, post pictures of their meal at a restaurant or wherever they are, just so to get a reaction from other people, and that's going to damage your self-love, because you're looking elsewhere for your validation. All right. And social media always also perpetuates that competition aspect. Everybody's comparing, especially with like the environment on social media, where everybody's pushing materialistic stuff. It's an absolute mess. People are just posting themselves with driving like Lamborghinis and money and clothes and drip and all this shit, you guys. I mean, the whole world is very misguided right now. You know what I mean? And it's very easy for us to go on social media, whether it be Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and we want to compare ourselves to other people, you know, but the reality is that everybody is unique, everybody's different, so it's super toxic, and it will damage, you know, how you feel about yourself. You know, it'll kill you, bro. Like, your self-love will just plummet if you're constantly looking at other people and comparing your life, you know, because you're here and they're here, so that makes you a bad person. You know, you're a loser, you're not good enough. That's bullshit, bro. You're just at a different level of consciousness, all right? Different level of consciousness, a different stage in your life. So, you know, everybody's different. Everybody's operating. Everybody has different opportunities. Some people could be blessed with, you know, financial blessings from their family. You never know where people are at, you know, and you're sitting there beating yourself up because, you know, you're looking at all these other people and toxic social media. So super important to just, you know, if you have to, just delete all that shit. You know, I delete a lot of different people. I unfollow a lot of people that are pushing negative things and, you know, contaminating my mind and my spirit, because, you know, number one priority is loving ourselves, you guys. Next one is prioritize your self-care. All right, and I say me time, and that is, you know, to start doing the things that make you happy, you guys. For me, I go to the gym every day, and then I like to, you know, if I can, I'll go to the gym with the sauna and a hot tub and spend time there. You know, I love going in the hot tub, bro. That makes me feel good. And then I like to do the things that make me happy. You know, I like to play golf. One of my favorite things is golfing, you know what I mean? Skateboarding, and then I like to play basketball, you know, do the things that make you happy, you know. And now me time has become creating all this content for you guys, making podcasts. So super important to focus on that stuff as much as you can. Figure out what it is that you like to do, and don't let anyone else take you off that track, you guys. Stay very focused. It's a form of self-love to do the things that make you happy, right? And sometimes you have to sacrifice, you know, other people's approval and validation to stay on that mission. You know, you'll lose friends, and it is what it is, but everybody has to do it. So might as well just go all in and focus on the things that actually make you happy and make you fulfilled, and just do those things, bro. Why would you do anything else, you know? So next thing, you guys, is absolutely huge. Daily gratitude lists, you know, practicing gratitude on a daily basis. It's going to improve your life, all right, your quality of life, by focusing on the little things, you know, saying thank you to God on a daily basis for little things throughout your life. You know, thank you for, you know, shelter, clothes, you know, running water, shower. Thank you for food. Thank you for allowing me to have a job, you know, to go and buy groceries on a daily basis. Thank you for letting me have, you know, a couple different friendships with whoever, and then a loving family, you know, if you have that. We can't take things for granted, you guys, and it's super important to focus on these things, because our minds are hardwired to kind of go into negative thought spirals, right? Especially in today's society with, like I said, social media, all this comparison, all this validation that we think that we need to get. It's super messed up right now, you guys. So very important to focus and literally write it out. Make a list of different things, you know. You know, you could do 5 things to start the day, right, that you're grateful for, you know. And if you guys want to comment down, you know, comment a couple things that you're grateful for in this post. You know what I'm saying? If you've gotten this far in the video, comment some things that you're grateful for, you guys. Maybe your top 3. Just write a couple things that you're grateful for, bro, to get yourself dialed in, you know, and I'll comment back. But yeah, man, it's all about, this goes along with this next step, all right? Reprogramming your mind and affirmations. So gratitude is kind of like a form of affirmations, you know? We need to be able to reprogram our mind. First, you know, it's an understanding that our minds can get, go on a lot of like negative thought spirals. Like I said, our minds can act a little funny sometimes. So we need to be able to learn how to observe our thoughts. All right, learn to observe our thoughts, and that our thoughts are not who we are. All right, our thoughts aren't who we are. Our thoughts are actually the number one reason to us feeling maybe bad about ourselves or having low self-love, is because we start to believe that the thoughts that we have are real, when they're not. They're just thoughts, and we can be affected by a lot of different things in the world, so we have to learn how to do affirmations, you guys. Remind ourselves different things. I do it on a daily basis. I tell myself, I am worthy of love. I am a cool person. I am, I have value. People love me. We got to remind ourselves these things. If we're having negative thought spirals, we can literally reprogram our subconscious mind by doing affirmations and doing, positive self-talk. It's a very powerful tool. Gratitude is one that works really, really good. Being grateful for things, bro. Gratitude is one of the most powerful things that we can do on the planet. Focusing on the things that are good in our life, focusing on all the things that are going well in our life. Why would we focus on the negative, when there's so many things going well in our life, but we put it on the back burner because we're focused on a couple like negative things, So you got to stay focused on God and His love and just tune into that, So those are my tips, you guys, to learn how to love yourself more. Start putting yourself first. Semen retention is really going to get you into this place, all right? So learn how to love yourself more. Go to therapy if you need to. Do the shadow work. Practice saying no and setting boundaries to people that you don't necessarily want to be around, or people that are, affecting you, all right? Delete toxic social media, all these apps that are making you feel weird, bro, giving you bad thoughts, comparison, validation, all that stuff. Prioritize your self-care, have more me time, you guys. Focus on yourself, start going to the gym more, stay in at night, maybe when you don't really want to go out with people, things like that. And daily gratitude lists and reprogramming your mind. All right, guys, refocus. Get those bad thoughts out of your head. Try to make sure that you're observing what's going in and out of your head and focusing on trying to change it. All right. This video went a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I hope you guys got something out of it, bro. Loving ourselves is literally one of the most important things we can do, in this lifetime, because everything else expands from there. Connecting with other people is a reflection of how much we actually love ourselves, right? So, all right, guys. Hope you guys got something out of this. That's the end of the video. Much love, and I hope you guys are staying strong. All right, there. God bless. I'll talk to you later.